Just months until the 2018 midterms, Republicans hope to score more points with voters on lowering taxes. The strategy could force Democrats into some tough votes, like making the popular individual tax cuts permanent.
We hope to get a support from our Democrat friends because one of the pushbacks that we heard from the Democrats is that these tax reforms, if they were so good, then why didn't we make them permanent? We've got no problem with that.
Individual tax cuts are set to expire in 10 years. Budget rules force Republicans to make them temporary in order to pass the bill with no Democrat support. Now, the GOP sees an opportunity in trying to make them permanent ahead of the midterm elections. If the measure doesn't receive the necessary votes from Democrats, it puts them on the record against the cuts.
So I don't know that you would call it support, but at least acknowledgement from some of the Democrat counterparts that tax reform is working in many places in our country.
GOP lawmakers have signaled they might release parts of Phase 2 of the tax plan on April 15th. Congressman Mark Walker, a former pastor, tells CBN News he thinks this second phase will consist of smaller adjustment bills.
One of those specifically is an act that our office is leading called the Universal Charitable Giving Act that allows families and people that aren't itemizing to deduct whether it's their local church, or local shelters, local communities. We hope that's included in the next review.
Walker says although most people give out of the goodness of their heart, this bill makes sure the new tax plan won't negatively affect donations to churches and nonprofits.
We want to make sure that those gifts are protected.
But Walker says he does not expect another attempt at repealing the Johnson Amendment through tax reform.
We believe and hear that it is picking up some energy. At some point, we would like to attach it to something this year. It did not make tax reform, you are correct, but it still is something at the forefront of many of us who have a conservative worldview and also are believers.
Lawmakers believe they could begin voting on parts of Phase 2 as early as April. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.